Hey y'all, what's up? It's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to do prettiest book covers. I don't have as many books that I judge as prettiest book covers. I mean, there might be some back here that I just overlooked, but, yeah. This does not mean that I hate all books and their covers. It's just I think these that I have picked out are like the prettiest that I was like, oh my gosh. I remember being in the store and being like, oh my gosh, the cover, that is so pretty. So that's why I've chosen what I've chosen today. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. The first book is Lost in a Book by Jennifer Donnelly. This is about Belle, and she, goes into a new book called Nevermore, and it's like a new world for her, so she eventually learns that the longer she stays there, the more permanent it becomes. And so, it takes her and her friends to get her out, and it's just a really great story. But I love the cover. I think it is absolutely beautiful. Let me just show you. It's pleasing to look at. It's just so magical up here. Everything looks so, beautiful and, magical and everything. It's just so gorgeous. But it's a Beauty and the Beast kind of, little retelling sort of thing. So, yeah, that's the first book that I think has a pretty cover. The next one is Somerset by Leila Meacham. That's what the cover looks like. It has beautiful roses and cotton on the sides, or on the edges. Or not really roses. Maybe roses. I don't know what you'd call them. But, yeah. And the cotton kind of was like, hey, this might have to do with something with the South. I don't know. Actually, I do know. I read this, and it was such a good book. I love Leila Meacham. This is the first book that I've read of hers, and it's actually a prequel to Roses, which is actually also in this video as well. But, yeah, I love this cover. And you have, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a golden, coppery kind of writing script, sort of, and it's embossed, so it's, raised. It's really, really pretty. I love it. I loved looking at the cover of it. It's very pleasing to the eye. And so, yeah, that's another one of my favorites. The next one I read 2 years ago, and it's called The Memory Book by Laura Avery, and I love the contrast, the blue and the white contrast, and then the girl up here in the center. I think that's absolutely beautiful. And then her name, the author's name down at the bottom, which I think is actually a really pretty, I just think this is a really pretty cover. It's simple, but it's really profound, and the message inside of it's really profound too. But I even like the spine as well. You see it's blue. It's kind of got the same thing going on. I just love the cover of this. I saw it in Walmart, and it was kind of it was facing me like this, and I was like, oh, I want to go see what that book is. And I read the synopsis, and I was like, I really actually need to pick this book up. So that's what I did. I picked it up. And it was really, really good, by the way. If y'all want to see a book review on that, please let me know. It's quite a sad book, but it was really, really good. So, yeah. So the next book we have is the one I'm currently reading, The Selection by Kiera Cass. Yeah. I love it. I mean, the cover, and even when I picked it up and asked my mom to get it for me, because she gets my books for me. I asked her, she's like, oh yeah, she goes, I love that cover, that is a gorgeous cover. And I was like, it is, isn't it? And so then I looked at all the other covers of the books, and I was like, yeah, those are pretty books. But this, I don't know, the writing is pretty, the crown there is pretty, the girl in the front is pretty with her blue dress. I like the aesthetic of it. I think it's really pleasing. And just the writing and everything is just absolutely gorgeous. The font they chose and everything. It's just, I love it. This is one of my favorite, beautiful covers. And, again, like I said, if this isn't y'all's favorite, that is okay. The next one is Oath of Honor by Lynette Easton. I don't know, I just thought, when I was in the bookstore and I saw this, I was like, ooh, that's a pretty cover. It's got the face of a lady on the front, but what I really like is the, blurriness of the lights and the red and the blue, and it kind of makes you think, oh, it's a mystery, but it's still very, like, I still think it's very pretty. So, yeah. And my next one is The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. It almost looks like a storybook, like a ancient, like, fairy tale book. And, this is a middle grades read, but I absolutely love this, so I need to get the next one, which is called The Enchantress Returns. But I love it, and it's like got little vines crumbling up the side, but the letters are embossed and everything. It just feels really good, but I love the details on this, because over here you see Snow White, and over here you see Sleeping Beauty, so it's kind of like you get a detail of like who's going to be in the story. But I like it because it looks like, you know, I just opened a fairy tale book, you know, like a book that has fairy tales in it, and I absolutely love that. Our next book is called True Colors by Kristen Hanna. I've always loved Kristen Hanna's covers. I thought they were absolutely beautiful. And so I think this one's still really pretty. It has, you know, some seashell details in the bottom, and the pink was what attracted me, because I like pink. But, yeah. I thought her stuff was really pretty, and that's why you're going to see another of her books here. Another one that I chose was The Passage by Justin Cronin, and if you can't tell, it's kind of like, I'd like to say hollow, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's hollow, but I mean, I'd say that's a rainbow almost, but it's just very like reflective, and it's got like, you know, it kind of changes colors as you move it. I haven't read this yet, but it seems like it's very interesting, and I would love to read it. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's still on my TBR shelf. Half of these books are on my TBR shelf, but it's really cool. I just like the colors, and I like the way that the cover is like set up. It's really pretty, in my opinion. I think it is. It's just very reflective, and I know I don't have a book like that. You know, it's just unique. Another book by Kristen Hanna is called Firefly Lane, and I think this is one of her prettier covers, prettier than the True Colors. It's just, you know, got simple wording, but it's like beautiful blue, little firefly details, and I love it. I think her books are absolutely beautiful. And the last one that we have is Roses by Leila Meacham. And, you know, previously and earlier in this video, I mentioned Somerset by Leila Meacham. Somerset is the prequel to Roses, and I think the cover of this, the cover was what originally, like, I've been wanting to get this book forever, but then I saw Somerset, and I picked that up first before I was able to pick this up. But I saw this, and I was like, oh my gosh. The Roses has, like, more gold than the Somerset does, because Somerset's more coppery and matte. This one's more shiny and gold, but I love it. And then it just has Roses, Leila Meacham, and her beautiful font. And then it has the rose petals all around the front. I think that's one of the most gorgeous covers. And then, if I take off the cover, the dust jacket, which I'm going to do, it has this, and it's pretty, but this almost looks like marble, but then you turn it around, and it's absolutely, like, gorgeous. Roses by Leila Meacham, and then you have these the first flyleaf on the inside are roses, and then the same in the back, which I found this gem, and I was like, I prefer it in hardback, but, I prefer it in paperback, but I was like, it's so pretty, I can't pass it up. I couldn't. So yeah, this was a pretty cover, and I'm glad that I found it the way that I found it. So, that's it. That's all for the pretty book covers. If you saw one of your favorites in this, or if you have a favorite book, or, book with a cover, prettiest cover that I didn't mention, please mention it down below. I want to know your favorite. I want to get into a discussion. I want to talk about it. And, I might want to even pick up some of these books that you all recommend. So please let me know down in the comments. Before you leave, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification button. They're both right down here. Also, if you want to, you can follow me on Goodreads. It is in the About section up here, I think. I'm not sure. But just go to the About section and look up, go find me on Goodreads. Other than that, y'all have a good day, and I will see y'all later. Bye!